Okay, we're on problem number 12. And if you've worked the problems prior to 12, you should be developing more confidence in solving a problem. I'm going to outline the steps. I'll go through some of the steps, but not every single detail. All right, so the first thing I would recommend you do here is to clear the fraction. And you do that by multiplying the top by 24xy. And if you did that, what would you get? Well, you get 12x squared. Let's see, minus 8y squared. And they get 29xy. The next thing I would do is I'd solve the second equation for x. And what you get is you get 4y plus 2 is equal to x. Then what I would do, wherever I see x in the first equation, see in two spots, I'd replace it with this, right? Let me tell you where this stuff is. And, I clearly see x equals 4y plus 2. And this is the substitution part, all right? So it's 12, 4y plus 2 quantity squared minus 8y squared equals 29 times 4y plus 2y. And then this part I'm going to leave to you. And I want to really kind of explain this to you, that what happens to a lot of students, they see something and they don't know how they got that. They got that by work. So that's the critical step, that you have to multiply that out, get it equal to 0 because it's quadratic, all right? Now the next thing, I notice there's an error in my key, and you may wonder why that is. I guess I was thinking of using Sage or something to do it, and multiplication's a star in Sage. It happens to me sometimes. So I'll have to erase that. That'll go. But that's the factorization. And then what do you get? Well, you get some information over here about what y is. And so solving for y, you're going to get two separate y's. And the first y you'd get, looking at the easy one, I would say minus 3/2. All right? The other y you'd get is minus 8/17. That's pretty simple using the zero product rule. Now the question is, how do you get the x? You're going to plug it in. Where do you plug it in? You plug it in up here. All right? That's how you can get the x. Well, just to go through one, let's go through the minus 3x because it's the easiest one. 4 times minus 3/2 plus 2 is equal to x. What do you get there? You get minus 6 plus 2, which would be minus 4. So in that case, x would be minus 4. And these answers are listed for you. Again, I'll leave it as an exercise, but you need to verify that. The other thing I want to point out in my notes, what I do is I try to graph these things for you so you get an accurate representation of the points of intersection. Let me just highlight this for you. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Minus 4 minus 3/2, and we've been doing this for a while now, is over here. And again, minus 4 along the x, minus 3/2 along the y. The other one is 2/17 minus 8/17. A little harder to locate, but that's right over here. 2/17 relative tiny fraction. And minus 8/17, roughly about minus 1/2 down. So this looks good. All right, now granted, the graph, not easy to generate. All right, not easy to generate. Also might confuse you. Right? Here's the deal, though. It's amazing what a machine can do now. It can actually graph that. You should be aware that x and y can't be 0. So I do want to point out, if x and y can't be 0, I want to point out there's really no point here, right? There would be no point there, or x and y cannot be simultaneously 0. All right, so the other thing I want to point out, let's see what we got over here. 4y minus x equals minus 2. Let me write this down for you so you can identify that. And I think we said that this was 4y plus 2 is equal to x. And x would be, this is the line over here, all right? So I hope you see the line over there. We got a line, all right? The other thing, more difficult to graph, and I realize that. I would have to say it's, without doing too much work, a degenerate conic section, all right? Okay, let me remind you who I am. My name is Ron Bannon, and my email address is Bannon, which is B as in boy, the @ NNON.US. And again, the reason for giving you an email, you may need to reach out to me to report errors, inconsistencies, or criticisms of the document, and I'll certainly take them into consideration and make corrections if necessary. Thank you.